Hello, people of God. Bring you greetings today. We thank God for His blessings and His goodness and grace to us. I wanted to share with you today something that has been very intriguing to the people of Israel. And as a matter of fact, a lot of the people of God that have wondered, where is the Ark of the Covenant? The Ark of the Covenant represented the divine presence of God. When Israel went into battle, they always sent the Ark of the Covenant first. They wanted the presence of God to go before them. If we have ever been in a day where we need the presence of God to go before us and be with us, it's this day. I don't want to do anything without the divine anointing of the Spirit of God upon my heart and on my life. And in leading in a day and an age of uncertainty, I'm confident that we can trust in the same Spirit that led the people of Israel will lead us into the day and age in which we are in. I've got a sample here that I bought the last time that I was in Israel. They went to the Western Wall, and the reason why they go to the Western Wall is they believe that underneath the old temple is where that the old prophet hid the Ark of the Covenant. And so they go there because they want to get as close as they can to the presence of God, the symbol that was the presence of God. I believe with all of my heart, I know where the Ark of the Covenant is. The Ark of the Covenant would set in the house of God, and there would be a fire by night. There would be a cloud by day. I believe when the Holy Ghost fell in the upper room, that fire was dispersed and set upon each Holy Ghost-filled believer. So where's the Ark of the Covenant at? It's inside of you. It's inside of every Holy Ghost born-again child of God that's been filled. That's where the fire is, and that's where the presence of God is. And when the presence of the Lord is with you, it doesn't matter what you face or what you come against. You can make it. But there was three things that was placed inside the Ark of the Covenant. Let's see what those are. And if you remember those, you can remember, first of all, there was Aaron's rod that budded. That rod was a symbol that God is my defense. God will go before me and defend me. God said, I want you to put that in the Ark of the Covenant. I want you to remember it. He also put the 10 Commandments inside the Ark of the Covenant because I want you to remember my laws. I want you to remember the direction in which you should go, and I want you to remember how to live. But for just a moment, I want to focus upon that third item that was placed inside the Ark of the Covenant. It was a golden pot of manna. I'm thankful that the Lord is our defense, and I'm thankful that He's our law. But today I felt like I needed to share with you that golden pot of manna. What does that symbolize? That symbolizes that God is my provider. God miraculously provided for them when they had nothing else. God brought manna from heaven to minister and to meet their need. I've got something I want to share with you today. I want you to look at this red wicker chair. Now, to most people, this don't mean much to you. The strings are about wore out, and it's just an old chair, you might say, that was an antique. But I'll tell you what this chair reminds me of. Years ago, when Brother Johnson was an evangelist, he was traveling, preaching, and times was hard in the winter. And they was sitting at home and they was praying. And this was back when they was running low on food. And Sister Johnson said, we're going to get out and we're going to pray and we're going to believe God to bring us some groceries. Well, they got out and they prayed, and directly there was a knock at the door, and a lady delivered some baskets of groceries. Denise was about 5 years old, my wife at that time, and she went in and she was talking to her mother. Her mother was crying and rejoicing and delivering those, setting those sacks of groceries, unpacking them, setting them out on the counter. And Denise said, where is the chicken? Where is the chicken? And her mother said, there is no chicken. And she said, well, I prayed for chicken. And she said, where is the chicken? Her mother said, there is no chicken. She said, well, I want a chicken. And her mother said, well, if you want chicken, you better go back in your room and you better pray. At the age of 5, she went back in and knelt at this little chair. And she began to pray, Lord, I wanted chicken. I ask you for chicken. Could you bring me some chicken? And while she was praying, there was a knock at the door. The same lady said, I went around the corner and I heard something rolling around. And you know what was in that bag that she brought in? A bag of frozen chicken. Every time my wife tells that story and I look at this chair, I'm reminded of that golden pot of manna that God will provide. He knows exactly where we're at. The Spirit of the Lord, the Ark of the Covenant, is still with His people. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And God will meet our needs according to His riches in glory. He will provide.